Hi, today I'm going to teach you about the alphabet and the French accents and the silent letters. The alphabet in English and in French is the same, but the pronunciation is different. Let's start for the letter A, A, for B, B, for C, say, for D, they, for E, for F, it is the same pronunciation F, for G, J, for H, Ash, for I, for J, J, for K, K, for L, L, same pronunciation as in English, for M, M, for N, N, O, O, P, P, for Q, Q, R, R, S, S, for T, T, for U, same pronunciation, U, V, V, for W, W, X, X, for Y, Y, for Z, Z. Once again, A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Next, French accents. So the first French accent, we pronounce it as accent aigu. Second one, accent grave. Third one, accent circonflexe. Circonflexe. Next, cédille. Last one, trema. Once again, accent aigu, accent grave, accent circonflexe, cédille, trema. Next, silent letters. There are certain silent letters in French, such as S, H, X, P, D, T. So we'll look into those silent letters. For silent letters, lettres muettes. Certaines lettres silencieuses couronne son, which means some common silent letters are, for example, for S, tapi. It means carpet, tapi. You can hear that I don't pronounce the letter S. It is a silent letter. For H, habit, which means to live. Habit. You can hear that I don't pronounce the letter H. H is a silent letter. For X, they ibu. They ibu, which means owls. When I pronounce the word they, you can hear that I don't pronounce the letter S because S is a silent letter. And for the word Ibu, I don't pronounce the word X because X is a silent letter. Lorsque un mot se termine par P, P ne se prononce pas. which means when a word ends with P is not pronounced. For example, beaucoup, which means a lot. You can hear when I say beaucoup, I don't pronounce the letter P. Second one, à la fin des verbes français, les lettres D et T sont muettes, which means at the end of French verbs, the letters D and T are silent. For example, elle attend, which means she waits. Elle attend. You can hear that I don't pronounce the letter D. Then second one, on par, which means we leave. You can hear that I don't pronounce the letter T. Third one, they étaient sont muets à la fin des noms singuliers. In these words also, muet and singulier, you can hear that I don't pronounce the letter S. Muet, singulier, which means D and T are silent at the end of the singular nouns. For example, les nous, which means not. Les nous. And second one, un concert. Un concert, a concert. You can hear when I pronounce these two words, I don't pronounce the letters D and T. Les nous, un concert. But there are some exceptions. Des exceptions. Even when I pronounce the word exception, you can hear that I don't pronounce the letter S. For example, the exceptions are ouest, which means west. Sud, sud, which means south. Ouest, sud, est, which means exceptions means under these exceptions we pronounce the letters D and T. But most of the time when the two letters D and T are at the end of singular nouns, we don't pronounce it. But these three words are some exceptions. Ouest, sud, est. Fourth one, la lettre Z est muette à la fin d'un verbe. La lettre Z est muette à la fin d'un verbe, which means the letter Z is silent at the conclusion of a verb. For example, manger, which means eat. As the letter Z is silent, I don't pronounce it as mangez, we pronounce it as manger. Then the fifth one, la lettre C ne se prononce pas en pour et en estomac, which means the letter C is not pronounced in pork and in stomach. So when I pronounce these two words, pour and estomac, you can hear that I don't pronounce the letter C. We don't pronounce it as pores and stomach. We pronounce it as pour, stomach, because C is a silent letter according to the French language. Sixth one, la lettre F ne se prononce pas en nerf, which means the letter F is not pronounced in nerve. Nerf. Nerf. You can hear that I don't pronounce the letter F. Nerf. We don't pronounce it as nerf because F is a silent letter. We pronounce it as nerf. And then le L final est généralement silencieux après la lettre E, comme dans gentil et dans outil, which means Final L is usually silent after the letter I, like in jaunty and in uti. Jaunty means nice, uti means tool. So, when I pronounce these two words, jaunty, uti, you can hear that I don't pronounce the letter L. Final L is usually silent after the letter I, which means when a word ends with IL, we don't pronounce the letter L. Jaunty, uti. I don't pronounce the word as jauntil, util. We don't pronounce the letter L. We pronounce those two words as jaunty, uti. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. So we'll meet up with the next video.